us and going for intro.
Okay.
Yeah, just
all right.
I
got
it for you.
I am Geese's Butler.
Hey guys, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Kenny Omega here, and this is Super Desperation Radio.
I love this intro. That was amazing.
Right. Yeah.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Super Desperation Radio!
All right. I didn't mess it up, and it's my birthday, and I'm not completely shit-faced, but I'm pretty gone. And
so you say you didn't mess it up.
I did not mess it up.
I want to point out that we're 5 minutes late.
It's not a screw up. We are delayed. We are late, but we are not erroring. There is no error.
You say that now.
Yeah, and tonight is a very special episode of SDR. I wanted to take the time to announce a new streamlined edition of SDR that we're going to have. It's going to be a much smaller show. Hellpox and I are going to lose about 50 pounds each. And in the same light, I'd like to announce a new and improved SDR, which is going to be taking place, of the holiday season next year, where Hellpox and I gain all the weight again.
That will be for the expanded edition.
Yeah, so, just stay tuned for that. It's going to be a good show either way. Don't buy new consoles. Not a good idea.
Oh man, those new consoles, baby! Like
Xbox One S.
The Xbox One S is cool, but I'm excited for them finally just biting the bullet and say, let's just make a PC and a console.
Yeah, the crossplay and the the Xbox, where you buy the game, you get it on both platforms. I'm cool with that.
I'm extremely cool with that.
A thing.
That should be the thing to begin with.
Is there internet crossplay? Can I play against you? Yeah? Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So if you don't got the computer to run it, at least you can get a console. And if you already got a computer, well, you have to upgrade to Windows 10, But hey!
Well, Windows 10 doesn't hurt.
I've had trouble with it, but it hasn't been all bad.
The only issues I have is that I can't always click on the search for Windows bar.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So, Element's just not loading when clicking upon it. That's the biggest issue I've had.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But other than that, they also have that console that they're going to come out with eventually. That's actually pretty
Project
hefty.
Scorpio.
Scorpio, baby.
Thanks, Scorpio.
Please, it's Project Too Cold Scorpio.
Too cold. Jeez. It is.
I hear they have a lot of flops. They're talking. There's a lot of flops talk this year.
Yeah.
I feel
I haven't heard of that.
How many was it?
World Cup. It's like LeBron James with flops.
No, I feel like we've gone back to bits. It used to be when we're talking about graphics, we're talking about bits. Now we're just talking about flops. What the hell?
I mean, does anybody actually want to say flops when they're referring to graphics? That feels like clunky. Like you're flopping.
No, they don't say flops, Chris. They say teraflops. Okay.
Here's the problem with because teraflops is it's a really big number and it's kind of arbitrary, but they can't say that it is 6 PS Vita strong because that'll get confused. It's the game industry.
Oh man, it's cool though. I'm glad they're finally doing it because I think that's going to finally push the envelope. It's going to push the agenda. It's going to make other Sony actually have to make a good system, instead of just being hey,
I wouldn't get that far ahead of yourself.
Hey, I will buy this thing. I will buy Project Scorpio, whatever it ends up being, just because.
Oh, Final Fantasy 7. Oh wait,
really?
Resident Evil 7. No, I just saw 7 pop up. Hey, it looks nothing like it.
I'm not even looking at it right now.
What if it's Silent Hill 7?
Should
we need to have a 5 first? Did those count?
I mean, technically we had 5.
Does that count though?
January 24th, huh?
Oh wow! Play the demo of Resident Evil 7 tonight.
That's cool. I mean, look, 5 and 6 were complete and utter shit in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
wow, really? You didn't like 6?
They were both bad in every single way possible.
6 is really bad.
Yeah, 6 was worse than 5.
Man,
definitely.
So
5 was okay, because you had to play with someone else. But if you had someone to play with, it was all right.
I heard 5 was a fun co-op game, and I heard 6 could be a fun co-op game, but they're not Resident Evil games. If they'd been something else, we could have talked about it, but...
I don't know. I don't like that argument.
No, there was bad games in my opinion. I thought they were both trash. Okay. And Global Saturation, yeah.
It's just like DMC. If it wasn't a Devil May Cry game, it wouldn't be as bad. Nah, it's got a lot of flaws in general.
Devil May Cry has that one major flaw where it's Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
First one was good.
Gibby hates them all.
I'm pretty sure the first Devil May Cry was a Devil May Cry game.
I mean, I'm with Gibby, but I understand people like them.
Yeah, people like bad things. It's fine.
Wow.
Well, I won't go that far. I just don't like them.
Says like the guy that, does not play any good RPGs.
Anyway.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. I hope Chris got my message. It's okay.
But anyway, yeah, so we got a pretty good show tonight, other than it being my birthday and, having special guest Jebailey on tonight. That's no surprise to anybody, obviously.
I mean, obviously,
not so special.
It's E3, and we have a surprisingly large amount of gaming news, actually.
Like E3,
just other stuff that's happened in the last week, and then we've gotten some announcements today that I don't think people expected at all. So,
I mean, we might as well just hammer through them because,
Yep.
Obviously,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Go for it, Chris.
I would think first up, obviously, would be, I wanted to get this out of the way. Steamco, apparently disbanding.
Oh, yeah.
Disbanding the esports.
The esports, which is basically the only thing we cared about anyway. That means Yipes and Sanford no longer have a team to call their own. Sanford has said that he will stay on board with them as a promotional partner, but as far as a sponsored player, he's looking for something else. And I think that's cool, but I hadn't seen him do anything anyway. I hadn't seen him at any tournaments outside of, last year for the last gasp of rare for Ultra. I haven't even seen him playing Street Fighter V yet.
I saw him last year at Evo only, I think, and that was about it. I mean, I'm sure he showed up to more things, and he's a regular at NLBC.
Right.
But that's about it. And I know he's got a day job, so that could make it harder for him to travel.
Yeah, I would imagine that
getting time off sucks.
I would imagine he definitely spends more time working on that than he does trying to become competitive in Street Fighter V. So that's too bad. Some people are speculating that this might have something to do with the fact that they're basically banned from all CPT events as far as advertising goes and whatnot, and getting their team name on stream. But Yipes has already said that his departure from Steamco has nothing to do with that. So it's possible that this could have just been something they were planning on doing anyway for some time, and it just seemed like this was the best time to do it since they basically had a scapegoat. Either way, it's always kind of unfortunate to see a decent sponsor get out of the game, but I'm sure there'll be somebody that'll be willing to take their place. And obviously this also has something to do with the fact that bigger sponsors are becoming a thing in our field, with like professional athletes who start teams grabbing hold of people like Julio and whatnot. It's becoming a bit harder to compete. I know Kugi has been doing his best to stay afloat, and he's doing pretty good. I don't think anybody will ever replace Broken Tier, but at the same time, I'm like, man, that's gotta be hard to compete with, because eventually like the price slope is gonna go so high.
Well, I think we've talked about this, and I think we need to slow it down a little bit, because we still don't know what any of these players are making, because none of this is public. So just because Echo Fox exists doesn't actually mean jack or shit, and I think that needs to be said in advance. Like right now, we're talking about all these teams and whatever. Nobody knows that anybody's actually making anything. No, we don't know. They could be giving people a jersey and flying people to a couple tournaments and like, yep, you're sponsored. Like, that's not shit. That's not a living. That's not quote unquote esports. That's bullshit is what it is.
You don't get a salary,
So it's like, I mean, if you're going to say, if that's what it really takes, then, all the old sponsors we had that did it just as good as these quote unquote new big sponsors.
No, totally. I mean, I know that Echo Fox has offered Julio to go wherever he wants, and there is a stipulation that if he gets less than top 8 at, I think, 3 of the events he goes to, he's out. So
that's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely better, more comfortable
like a contingent
options.
Contract? Really? Like, come on.
I mean, there's the argument that you got to perform, but then there's just like, shit, man. Like,
no, there's an argument that you perform under the terms of the contract, and then like, hey, you know what that is? That should be, hey, this is a year contract, or hey, even this is a 6 month contract.
Exactly.
And then at the end of that, we either renegotiate or go our separate ways. If you don't perform 3 tournaments, we kick you. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Rough, baby. I may be wrong on that, but that's what I've been hearing. And like, obviously, they're not going to come out and say that openly because that is a PR nightmare. But that is
and this is kind of the shit I've been saying, that we look at esports. People always talk about, hey, this is professional gaming, and that's clearly not that true, because in professional sports, we know what people make. We know what their contracts say. You can find this stuff out. ESPN reports it. There's none of this clandestine shit where it's like, oh, the sponsored player can't talk about the terms of the agreement. It's like, are you kidding me? That's actually how we make sure you aren't ripping these people off.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. You know, like part of the whole pro athlete discussion is how much is this guy worth and how much is he going to make as opposed to what we think he's worth, you know? And and you're right, we're not there yet. Obviously, if somebody's making like, you know, $200 a week doing this, you know, that's fine. You know, because there's no real freaking public precedent set for it. But eventually, I think that's where everybody would hope to be at, and they should be preparing for that, you know?
Well, and we've said it on here. It's that if you're going to sign anything, you better have a lawyer look at it first.
Yeah.
100 times.
That is definitely something that I assure you has not been happening.
There is at least one well-known member of the fighting game community who is a lawyer and who does this. He can help. You know, it's like, ask Ultra David, or maybe ask somebody if you know a lawyer. Like, please, please, please don't sign anything until you have somebody in the legal profession look at it who knows what they're doing.
So in the chat said Neo, and I'm like, yeah, he's an intern now or some shit. Neo. Shouts to Neo. Anyway, but yeah, you know, you definitely need to have somebody looking over these contracts. But anyway, so you know, it's just unfortunate to see Steam Co. Go down. But I don't even think that they're hurting too much for it. They just felt, you know, like they needed to get out of there. And I just wanted to get that out of the way because I know that would probably be something that we would have remembered probably at the end of the show. But yeah.
Performance clauses are stupid. I can see if people aren't living up to their standards, though, you could break them on that. Like, so here's the thing I was wondering, and maybe you guys could put some input on it. So contracts, like, essentially if you're sponsored, they want you to sponsor their team, their product, their sponsors. You know, the people that pay up to the team, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're contractually obligated to do that, and very rarely do I see people like actually do it. Like, I can see that could be terms for like a contract cancellation. But like, if you're sponsored by certain sponsors and have to uphold that in your contract, is it like, it's definitely a faux pas just to kind of like go on and just spread the word of it. But like, if they're not a sponsor of the tournament, are TOs going to have a problem with you like advertising your sponsor?
I remember I ran into something like this with my sponsor. It wasn't something that I was trying to do. It was just something that people were wondering if I was going to do. You know, if my sponsor hadn't sponsored an event, was I going to just pop off and say something? You know, because I'm up there. And I say the rule of thumb is like, if the logo ain't on the screen, don't say anything. You know.
Yeah, I mean that just seems to be the most polite way to do so. But you know, I don't know.
I feel like if you're sponsored, then you respectfully ask that, hey, whenever you're mentioned, you know, you get your tag in there so that people know. But I also think part of being respectful there is sort of a give and take, that they also, you know, you don't just start pimping out your sponsor on their airtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And obviously,
when your sponsor isn't paying for that airtime.
This was an old issue with like Fnatic and whole PDP whatnot, where he would just drop like promo codes, and this is obviously an old issue, but I also feel like you know, it's something that could arise again. You know, people want to do their work.
Going forward, it definitely will appear again. So it's just one of those things where I think that it's about being smart. And knowing what time and place you can say certain things and not catch hell for it. Yep. I think is the best way to put it.
And that is part of the game.
Yeah, it just seems like, you know, like a strange situation where it's just like, you know, I'm sure you can even maybe drop like a shout outs to my sponsor so-and-so for sending me out here, you know, love you guys. You know, you can probably drop one of those here and there. You know, you don't be like, shout outs to my sponsor who's also selling this and that and here, and they didn't pay a fucking dime to be here. But at the same time, it's like, why do you get sponsored in the first place then, you know? So it's like, it feels like an odd situation in general. Like, you're definitely still going to be a poster boy or whatever for just being there. But, you know, if you don't perform, you're obviously not going to be nearly as seen as well unless you're like, you know, a commentator or, you know, someone in the community that, you know, gets on a house mic or just like, or does something being a personality. But then, you know, where do you draw the line of like, how much do you shout out to your sponsor? How much do you try to exist? Because like, what if you are a good personality, but you know they don't want you like shilling out on the mic or something like that? But you know, because obviously if you're sponsored, you kind of want to stay sponsored, right?
Yep.
So
I would think so.
You can prove yourself to be an asset whether or not you perform necessarily the greatest. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a be polite. I guess actually at that point, if you want to stay sponsored and you wanted the ability to do so, I guess you would talk to your sponsor and be like, hey, why don't you guys throw a little money this way? Put in a pot bonus, you know? Make yourselves relevant at least a little bit. That way it wouldn't be completely fucking rude to me just be like, yeah, fucking let's go. Meta Abe got the shirt. Fucking sick. It's so good.
I mean really, Gibby and I can tell you that this is something that is a great idea. And most sponsors should be open to this. I think, like, you know, if you have somebody on your team and they already have some level of momentum behind them, you know, you should probably pay some attention to them when they say, hey, you know, we would do really good if we threw in like an extra $200 into this prize pot, you know? Like people already love me. And they don't really know much about you, but they know I'm attached to you, so they hear that you're throwing $200 into the prize pot. You're like, hey, these guys are cool, just as cool as this guy. Now, Gibby can also tell you not every sponsor is open to this.
Yeah.
You know?
Because obviously, like, you know, I don't know, it's weird. Maybe we can get some more insight from someone else later on this subject, so...
Oh, yeah,
you know,
hopefully.
We go get the other side of, you know...
So, since we're going to have our guests on soon, let's try to breeze through a couple of these topics real quick.
Sure.
Mortal Kombat. It's been dominated by one man, Sonic Fox. He won ESL's Season 3, I believe it is, for the third straight year. And he's just steamrolling everybody. He's dominating that game.
Yeah.
Like, has he lost a big money tournament at all since he won the first ESL?
Shoot. I don't know. I'm certain maybe, but God, he's such a dominant performer. It's amazing. Like,
and it's genuinely fun watching him play too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sonic Fox is an amazing competitor, and I'm not somebody who knew Sonic Fox from NRS games. I met him during Uniel days, and
he plays a lot of different games.
You know, he was one of the premier Carmines in that game before people thought Carmine was as good as he is. And, yeah, what were we thinking?
Lo and behold.
Like, by the way, he always picks like the best characters except for Street Fighter V, apparently. So yeah, just to see him just do this well, like nonstop, is just like, it's great to see that kid work, you know. And like, you know, I know Arturo was joking saying that he should not come back to Street Fighter V because there's just way more money in Mortal Kombat, but I almost feel like if he works hard enough at Street Fighter V, then he's gonna, you know, become one of the biggest threats there too, if he isn't already. I mean, probably not right now, but gonna let the kid play.
Yeah. Hopefully we could talk to him sometime, because I'm kind of curious, because I remember when he said he won the money one time, they asked somebody to do it that immediately said college. Like, this kid's looking at his future. He's not just, you know, he's playing, he's having a good time, but he's got a good head on his shoulders. And I'm thinking, you know, what if he gets all his money, he pays his college, he can go anywhere he wants, you know, goes to Stanford or whatever the fuck he wants, pays it all up, and then just like, peace, thanks guys, you know? Like, how long will he compete? He might not even have to anymore.
I would imagine he would probably be out before he's 19, if it's at that rate, you know?
Or he has to, like, you know, focus on school. Like, he's just like taking this time to get what he needs and
Yep.
say, hey, I'll be back later, guys. And I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
You know?
And now he's about to have Injustice 2 to grab a hold of. So, I mean, speaking of Injustice 2, just got announced. People are excited. You know? Supergirl doesn't look so great, but...
I mean, you know, it's the
She
consistent
really-
NRS problem with faces.
She genuinely looks like she came out of Silent Hill 2 or 3. Like, she really does look like that bad.
Damn,
Like,
dude.
just really quickly, just to run down all the announcements. Injustice 2, Tekken 7, early 2017 on Xbox One, PS4, and Steam.
That's the big one.
That's a huge thing.
I'm so happy it's coming out.
General
PC.
Ram is now available for KI players as of
Yes.
today. He's free for a week. For everybody who has the game, which is cool. So you can just go download him now. And then what came out last night in Japan is that BlazBlue Central Fiction will be releasing in Japan on October 6th. So that's a lot of game announcements in a day, and
Yeah.
in less than a day, heck. So
Yeah.
I think the big announcement, like Anthony said, is Tekken 7 on Steam.
Oh yeah.
That's another game changer. We've been talking about PC gaming, and you know, obviously, kind of coming from the Injustice 2 thing, NRS sort of dropped the ball on PC after a lot of people gave them a chance for it.
And they had it, like, they literally had, like, the keys to the city in that sense. Like, they only had to make it work. And, yeah. Hopefully, I know Namco's going to definitely, you know, put everything they can behind that, because this is not, you know, a very small endeavor for them. This is radical.
Yeah. And Tekken 7 is apparently going to have like a really good story mode. And the thing the trailer showed that I found interesting was it was story mode that was playing, but you're actually fighting. So it seems like it's seamless transition between gameplay and story.
I'm hoping that was story mode, because they kept refilling their health bars, and I was like, that's bullshit.
I don't know. It looked like story mode because I saw what looked to be quick time events in the middle of it.
Yeah, I think that's what we were looking at.
So it had to be all like gameplay and story mixed together.
I'm just interested to see if it releases at the same time as the console versions, because obviously we got a good PC version of Exerd, but it was obviously much later in release. The way this trailer parses out, it seems like they're all going to come out around the same time, but you never know.
Yeah. I want to say I saw Markman mention they're all going to be out at the same time.
Okay.
But I can't. I'll check right now to be certain.
The other thing is, and you can never... I mean, I would like to see some kind of crossplay, but it probably won't happen because that would mean you're going to have to get Sony and Microsoft to play nice. You might get something where like PC and... Well, I mean, it's Steam, so, man, I don't know.
If they have their own servers, then they don't have to worry about anybody else, but they have to pony up for that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think the one bad thing about all the different versions is we're going back to the whole fractured, everybody playing on different hardware, and, you know, on different servers. So it's like, what controllers is everybody going to have? What's going to be the default?
Yeah.
And so here's my thing with PC gaming is that it's a problem with tournaments in mind. So a lot of people are going to be playing on PC because for a lot of people, they already have PCs. That's good. That's awesome, actually. But when it comes tournament time, nobody's going to use PCs for tournaments. It's just too much money. It's too much of an investment. So I don't know what everybody's going to do going forward.
Yeah.
Well, it's been advertised as for Xbox One. That's where they did the unveiling. I would imagine it'd be kind of weird because, like, at the same time, we know the FGC has a very close relationship with Sony, and so for it to not be on PS4 for like something like Evo would be, I mean, kind of weird.
Well, it would be weird just because Sony and PlayStation, the brand, have such a long history with Tekken that there's a ton of people who just play on pads still.
True.
Who use the original PlayStation pads, or PlayStation 2 or 3 or 4. So I feel like that will sort of be the default, sort of like it was when Tekken 6 and Tag 2 came out, that everybody just defaulted to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
But that is frustrating for the people who still want to play the game and don't have that console. So again, honestly, I really wish we could get sticks that didn't, that could actually just be used on all systems and it wasn't a huge rights issue. That's the dream. It's not the reality, sadly. So we're looking at more third-party boards or converters, and man, that's a pain in the ass.
I mean, it's great for us. Arcade Shock are going to clean up on that, but yeah,
that's true. Well, and it's great for all the parts manufacturers. A lot of places like Brooks and all the different modders who are making boards like Freak Mods. But it's frustrating for players who just want to be able to buy something and be able to use it out of the box with everything.
Right.
So
that is definitely.
Anybody else got comments on just the brief announcements?
I don't have comments on those. I just wanted to mention there's a new build of King of Fighters 14 being played in Japan, and the damage has been toned down significantly. Combos that were doing 60% damage are now doing about 35 to 40%.
Right,
it's
the
a
most
huge difference.
notable being
I was about to say
Rio
that's a
one.
lot less.
The Rio one,
so it's
like one bar is like only 30% now, so it's actually fine.
Yeah, because before it was definitely one max mode combo, one mix up, you're dead. And now it seems more as if two max mode combos mix up, you're dead.
So here's my question though: how does it affect non-max mode combos? Does it make those combos feel like they're not even worth doing now?
That's the problem. I haven't seen those. Like everyone, all the Japanese players have put on Twitter. Yeah, they're just doing max mode combos.
Oh, see, and that's the thing is. Oh, go for it. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna talk about something else about 14.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I want the damage to be down. That's good, but if what it does is basically make it to where it's a game of you only do max mode combos because everything else just doesn't do damage, that's not helping either.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to be something where the scaling is to the degree on max mode that it doesn't feel like your only option is max mode. It feels like max mode's a good option and you want to spend the meter, but you don't. It's not the only way to win, I guess, is the best way I could say it.
I think that's like just an issue. I mean, obviously we can go into this for months, but I'm going to say like my only statement on this is a lot of that has to do with the fact that EXs are only available in max mode.
Oh, no, I completely agree. I think that is actually kind of a problem.
Yeah. But that's something I have to get into later on because I can go on for hours about that shit.
Yeah, honestly... Yeah, I was gonna say I would start to do it, but I'm not going to because you're right. We could do a whole show pretty much almost on that topic alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they revealed the trailer for the Kim team for King of Fighters 14, which shows Kim's master. I think his name is pronounced Gangyil.
Gangyim.
Could be wrong. Very likely wrong, but he is a mix of Kim and his kids from Market Rules,
Mm-hmm.
like the perfect mix of them. And judging by his playstyle, it seems as if he's going to have the exact opposite personality of Kim. So he's going to be more like Dong. He's just going to be a dick.
Yeah.
So I think people are going to enjoy that.
Got him.
It's just Dong.
Yeah, got him.
That's cool. I was really excited to see that character in action, and it's really cool that they took some ideas that I always thought would be cool with Kim, and they just put it with him. Like probably the best one having to be that jump Hagetsu's on doesn't change trajectory. It just hammers him, bam, the whole way down. So that's cool.
I just think it's cool that also that he's going to have some of the older moves like Stomp back, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Because that's a move that Kim hasn't had in a while, and it's like, man, where did it go?
I think he can cancel it too.
Yeah.
No, it was broken. Yeah, that shit's good.
No, it legitimately was.
I'm not joking. That shit was broken.
Just do the stomp loop.
Well, they gave him. I think they gave him like follow-up strings afterwards. So that's like
Yeah, didn't he have that like a stomp stance in one of the games, like CBS 2?
I don't think it comboed though. I think it was just like you stomp and then you get an overhead, or if you stomp and for some reason you juggle them, you get the follow-up with Fierce Kick or some shit. At least in CBS 2. That was weird.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this game.
Nah, I don't think they had that in KOF. Like,
no, they never had it.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've gotten through all the quick topics, and we got to bring our special guest on because he's probably sitting there stewing off the fact that they have not shown Final Fantasy VII HD yet. So we need to get someone to take his mind off of that shit.
call.
I'm just gonna switch over to the.
So I shooed him away last time. Hopefully he's not too.
He's not too upset about that.
Oh, it says he's busy. Wow.
It says he's busy. Are you serious?
Not too reluctant.
Oh man. Oh.
Busy watching the Kojima trailer, asshole.
All right. Well, for now, we'll let that. We'll wait for him to respond before we move over to the technical difficulty screen. Oh, dude. But but yeah. So
God damn it.
oh my God! Now he wants to jump in. Jesus, we gotta warn a brother first.
All right.
So we're gonna do a quick adding of our special guest into our call, and in the meantime, listen to the disembodied voice that is the rest of the group here, and continue to wish me happy birthdays. Did he just hang up? Are you serious?
Don't anybody wish him a happy birthday.
Please.
He's already been wished all the birthdays that are happy.
Oh man, you guys are the best. I've had so many happy birthday wishes today.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Can we just watch this conference in peace? Can you cancel the show?
No, we never do. We actually just sit there and fight against Sony for the hour and just kind of realize that we're just losing.
This is the best. Like, it's all about the games, man. I am like fanboying out right now.
No, it's really good so far.
It's been this is so far the best E3 I've seen in
like 3-4. Well, a long
it might be
time,
more. It's getting close to a decade for me.
Yeah,
I'll be completely honest.
Definitely a decade.
Just in terms of them showing actual games and like they're like, hey, we got demos this year. Hey, it's on the floor. And I'm like, are you serious? Wow, that's actually unbelievable. I didn't think you guys did that anymore.
Yeah, that's how it was for me. I think it was 11 years ago when they announced Dragon Quest VIII. That was the last time I remember losing the shit. And it wasn't because that game. It was because everything else that was there. But
that's the longest time ago.
It was partially because that game too.
Well, I think the conference is going to be over soon anyway, right?
No, probably like an hour.
I was gonna say it'll probably go until 7:30.
A Marvel game. What's this? Oh, this is Ultimate Alliance 3, man. That's it. It's game over.
It's not.
It's Spider-Man.
All right. For now, I will allow it because I want to see this also.
Hey, hold on.
Chris, you want to introduce our guest for those who maybe don't know?
For those who don't know, Jesus Christ. For those who don't know, we are currently joined by CEO's own Alex Jebailey, who will be here to talk to us about his upcoming event. If his webcam's good.
Yeah, stop letting him join the call for whatever reason.
His webcam doesn't appear to be working.
Is it because of Discord or something?
No, I think it might be because it I don't know. It shouldn't be like that's.
It worked earlier. Maybe
click on your Windows. It might say
Switch ruins everything.
No, because like earlier it asked like, "Do you want to see Jebailey's video?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and then it worked, and then he hung up because Gibby told him to get out. So
yeah, that was at first. You wanted to restart the call again? Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Son of a bitch.
Make everything easier.
We need to figure out a better.
Yeah, we do.
When Discord comes together,
mute your Skype, everyone. But yeah, look, it's as Art always says, streaming's a blow up, okay?
That's true.
When Discord
and we do everything
finally,
we want to take here. We don't chop footage. We don't do any of that.
That's right. Do it live.
Oh man,
hey, are we good now?
Yeah, we're good.
Do you hold on before you say we're good? Do you have the overlay ready? We live with the overlay?
We are not. I'm live on the technical difficulty screen, which is just my big mug.
Okay, let us know when the overlay screen goes live.
Okay,
so
cool.
Jebailey, how you doing? Introduce yourself a little bit.
Oh, hey guys, man, I want to watch this conference.
Yeah, too bad you can't watch the conference. We're more important.
God dang it! Anyways, hey guys, this is Alex Jebailey. As many of you know, I run the CEO Fighting Game Championships down in Orlando, Florida, which is next week, which is pretty crazy how big it's gotten, and it'll be the 7th year. Registration closed yesterday. However, I get a lot of refund requests because of the recent tragedy. Not too many, but doing a lot of stuff, working on scheduling with Rick and Max and the team, and staffing. We just finalized 106 volunteers for CEO this year.
Damn!
Wow.
4 or 5 years ago, I think I had 20, including myself running half the brackets. So for it to grow that big is just it's pretty. I mean, I can't imagine what Eva's going to have. Probably like 1,000. So hopefully,
they were still looking for volunteers as of like a week ago. So,
well, here's the rule of thumb with volunteers for any of these events: if you hire 100, 50 of them are not going to show. So make sure you double. I mean, you just don't. So that's the sad truth of it. But hold on, another trailer. I'll be right back.
So anyway, speaking.
Wow,
of,
hey,
Jesus.
we had Rick on a few weeks ago to talk about Combo Breaker. He said he pays his volunteers, and I know Rick helps run your event. So is that going to be a CEO tradition now too?
Yeah, for the most part. I haven't decided how much yet. I mean, obviously, when you have that many volunteers, you don't want to go broke putting on the event. But in the past, I've actually Rick, I think, only fed people once or twice. Last year, I fed people 4 times, and I actually had
2 times better than Rick.
I mean, I respect it.
It's a second year, man, and he killed it. He did better than I did in 5 years. But he also has been working with me in CEO and other events for 5 years, so you learn fast. I had a girl, Christina, actually the fiance. I think they're still engaged, meaning not married, not broken up. Anyways, of full schedule, and she offered to take care of the food. So what happened was I gave her a budget, and she actually went to like Sam's Club and must have bought like $1,000 worth of drinks and snacks, and then we catered 4 times out of the week. So around because most hotels will charge you like $25 a person to have one of those like buffets in a side room, and that just can get way too pricey for 100 people. It's nearly 25 grand. So I was able to work that out with her, and then we're going to do that again this year and take care of people. But yeah, most likely pay people for running a good bracket. We pay the commentaries. I've actually always paid a lot of my staff. I put everyone above me first, and once everyone else is paid off, whatever comes after that is, either take care of myself for a little bit or just invest it back into CEO. But we got to start taking care of people, man. They do a much better job. You don't have to pay them full time because a lot of people just want to help out, but it helps, man. It really helps when people are getting something for it. So it'll become a tradition because I want to keep growing, and you got to do what it takes.
That's cool. Oh, hey, we got what, John? You need to replace guest with his Twitter handle at least.
It won't fit.
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
So, oh shit! Hold on, we got him on camera. What's that shiny gold thing?
Trailer. Oh, the shiny gold thing would happen to me this year's CEO Championship belts, courtesy of Avid, for taking care of these for this year. I've been working with Pro-Am Belts, actually, that makes these. Really awesome guy. I met about 4 or 5 years. Actually, 2013 was the first year I officially did belts. In 2012, I had the King of Chinatown guys make a nice spinner that Justin ended up winning an Ultra. I think he beat Momochi that year. So I went looking around to make belts, and the one they got then was literally about like $450. Wow. So I went searching around everywhere. I had India companies we can make you belts, and I didn't go that route. I want somebody I could trust. But what happened was I talked to this guy. I'm like, hey, I'd like to order a bunch of belts through you. Can you give me a great deal? He's like, could you help promote my company? I go, let's make a deal. We made a deal, and now every year, as long as I find a presenting sponsor to help me cover these, I'm able to we made 13 belts this year. 10 for the official games. One is a thank you to Avid, of course. One is a thank you to Alex Jebailey for creating CEO, which is also it's also the promo belt. I actually, I don't know if you've seen, but we do a lot of promo shots in front of a backdrop at CEO, and they go over well, man. People do wrestling poses, some great pictures that are literally a lot of people use them as their profile pictures now. And I think the last belt is something Kenny Omega related, but I won't get too much into that.
So wait, is your belt just like a replica of the $1 million belt at this point, since you made your own belt?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. I'm not going to give it to the ringmaster, but it's great.
Hey, he turned into a pretty good prospect, as I recall.
He was that was actually a fairly good starting point for him.
Yeah. So I have a question. With your promo belt,
8.5.
Is Rick the #1 contender for your title? Is he? You work closely with him. Can he challenge you for said belt?
I mean, he'll beat me in KI. I'll probably beat him in Street Fighter 5. Oh. Back in the day, Ultra, he was actually pretty good. I think we went back and forth the first time we actually played each other, sitting at an event, let's play. And I'm like, what the hell? You know how to play, Rick? He's just laughing at me the whole time. But that was a while ago. I think my competitive days are sadly over, man. I mean, not a lot of people know if you haven't been a part of the Florida scene, but if it wasn't for me and my, pseudo success in Ultra Street Fighter 4, CO would not exist. Every local tournament I won, I took that money and bought an Xbox 360. I bought a monitor, and that's literally how the money I got to put CO together in all the local events. So if I wasn't good at Street Fighter 4, I probably wouldn't be talking to you guys right now, to be honest. And I do enjoy Street Fighter V. I don't have a character I identify with until Balrog comes out. My Rio is horrible, but I can beat mid-tier people, and then I'll get to like the third place in my pool and lose. But so just my competitive days are over because I'd rather be successful running events and making sure everyone else has a good time. And then obviously the Capcom Pro Tour being one of the big premier events, I can't compete anymore on it. I can compete at like Rick's event and stuff like that. How far did I get at Combo Breaker? I think I got I don't want to say it. Anyways, I got top 8 and Ultra. I have a Combo Breaker medal downstairs in my kitchen.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I know. I was running around. I was purposely annoying the shit out of people. I'm like, hey, you want to hear a funny joke? Like what? I'm like, I got a medal in Ultra Street Fighter 4. I'm like, Jesus, Jebailey.
You mentioned Avid helping you out with the belts. Is there any other role that Avid is going to be playing in CEO this year?
So we are working out a booth that they're going to have. Haven't finalized what it's going to look like, but I'm sorry, my eyes. The gold is really shiny. We are going to have a nice booth. We are honestly still building out the office in Orlando. It's actually coming along. I've been there every day, just seeing the construction and all the separate offices and the pit area, we call it, the dev area, stuff like that, because it's 100% legit, guys. They're a startup esports company, but they have some of the best minds from the esports world coming in, and then they brought me in to be the FGC expert. So I actually sat down, had a 2-hour conversation with their head of online gaming, and we actually laid out a schedule of like what nights should have a tournament. Like, should Tuesday be Street Fighter V, or Guilty Gear on Wednesdays and stuff. So obviously I look at how everything else goes. You have KI on Sunday with 8-bit beatdown. So it helps that I know everything that's going on in the FGC, so now I can make sure Avid does it right and doesn't step on any toes like a lot of esports company usually does. Cough ESL over CO Taco weekend. Actually I knew about it for a few months. They approached me. They wanted to, have CEO promoted and stuff, and I was all for it. But then obviously I took the job with Avid, and Avid's a fellow esports company. But I hope it goes well. I just obviously think the timing's bad, of course. With Capcom Cup in December, we don't know location yet, but to have that at the Barclays Center, it's like, oh my God, ESL is obviously great at doing production. So we'll see how it turns out. I think New York, this is my personal opinion, I don't want to get anybody upset, but New York is a very expensive place to host events. I don't think a lot of people will travel out there, but I hope they do. Obviously it's a big pot bonus, so we'll see all the Japanese players take a shot at it. I don't think it's part of the CPT, but it's going to do well. They'll give it a shot, and hopefully they continue it, because I'm a fan of competition, and more events are good for everyone, especially if every region has enough people to attend. That's why, like with Combo Breaker, man, people are looking at it like, Jebailey, are you jealous? You got to top this event. I'm like, dude, I work with Rick. We're best friends. The more events we have like this, the better it is for everybody. So now, because now people just put on the list, I got to go to all these amazing events because I know they're going to be great events. So I was super happy for Rick, everybody. That's why, besides me accepting the Avid Award on stage, like, you didn't see me on camera much at all. I was just all about, for once, taking a seat back, letting Rick sulk in and the success of the event. And I was happy, man. It made me happy. And now Rick is hard at work making sure CO looks good. And, usually I'm in control of a lot, but this year I am not, just directing and taking care of the sponsors. And I'm working on the layouts of everything. I did the equipment lineup with Gaming Gen. You don't even want to know how much I spent on equipment this year. That's how big the event's getting. Yes. And just, but I mean, you saw the turnout. We hit over 2,900 unique entrants. That number was at 1,702 last year. So Smash pays the bills. Thanks, Smash.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, but the more money comes in, the more I put back into it. So with Avid, they helped out with the belts. They're going to be helping out with the production of the event. So we are, Rick had an amazing light show. I'm bringing down Mike, who did his lights to do my event, but obviously in a more wrestling style way. We're going to have, last year we didn't have lights. I don't know if you go back and see the pictures, you see the 3 huge screens over the ring, but there's no lighting because I didn't have the extra like $10,000 it cost to pay the hotel. But this year I'm able to afford that because the, Avid's help and the turnout, and it's going to be sick. I'm able to get haze machines with CO2 now. It comes down to the players. I almost got confetti guns, but like, this is the one-time use. I'm like, well, come on, I want to refill it after every game and press it again.
You just got to go Ring of Honor. You got to get the streamers, get the crepe paper going.
I know, right? Yeah, or the Bailey strings. So they're helping out with that. I got to make really cool lanyards this year that will also promote CO Taku. Because I don't know, I hate to brag, but I was the first FGC event that made custom lanyards with the own logo on it. It was expensive, but to go around and see people still have their keychains attached and CO tote bag. It's all about promotion. Obviously, I'm the biggest shameless HWHORE. Anyways, I mean, it works. I mean, if I don't do it, who's going to do it for me, right?
Nobody has the balls to do it like you, man. Like,
yeah, I know, but it's not about models. It's what you got to do. I mean, if I stop believing in my own event, then why should anybody come to it?
Exactly.
So Avid's going to be a huge help with that. The cool thing is they are going to have their CEO Scotty's going to be there. Mike, their VP of operations, they're going to be there at the booth just so you can meet them and see what they're about. Which is awesome. Oh, the Sony conference is over. I can mute it now. Anyways,
did they show Final Fantasy VII?
Did they show?
No.
Did they show FF7 remake?
They didn't.
Nope.
I knew it. I knew they were gonna freaking cheap out.
That'll probably be whatever Square does something.
Yeah.
They already did something.
Oh, did they? Then I don't know.
What did they do?
I thought it was tomorrow.
I thought the Square thing was like a week ago.
They ended it 10 minutes early. Well, anyways, back to me, guys. Enough of
Sweet.
Sony. So let's.
Well, okay, here's another question. What kind of special events do you have planned for CEO this year in terms of exhibitions? I know Combo Breaker got their list of stuff out pretty far ahead of time on what they were doing. Do you guys have any special things planned for you guys this year?
So, I mean, first off, for Rick to pull off 20 plus games the way he does, people ask me, why don't you do a mystery tour? I'm like, because I'm getting, nearly 1,000 players in some games, and I got to focus on the main tournaments that people are traveling for. And we want to keep Rick's event as the, as he calls it, the carnival of tournaments, to have all these things. I did the whole Fighter Mania thing last, 2-3 years ago, and on paper it was great, but I didn't have a budget. It was like, it wasn't half-assed. It was just the best we could do with what we had. But when we had like the players doing, trash talking stuff, I had Seth Mussey that does the Evo intro videos. He did my, Fighter Mania vignettes and stuff, and it was great. People loved it, and people asked for more of it. But I mean, it's really hard to add that aspect. But this year we're going to bring back the Rumble that I did last year. 2 years ago I canceled it because Smash took too long. Last year I under-promoted it and people loved it. So this year I'm like doing the same thing, like underselling, but I'm gonna pick out the players myself. Might throw in a few sneak peeks in there, special guests and stuff, and then just do it right and have fun with it with Street Fighter 5. That's on Friday night. Atlas has been awesome this year. They're showing the way companies should do, man. Don't just give money to an event to sponsor it or partner with it. Bring out your game so people can play it, and they've been doing great. Street Fighter 5 last year, when I had that announced in a trailer that it was playable, first event after E3, I had literally like 100 people just go, hey, I want to come play Street Fighter 5. How do I sign up for your event? So stuff like that helps. So KOF will have an exhibition on Friday and Saturday. We're just going to figure out how to do it Saturday. Atlas has been awesome supporting me. They supported CO Taku last year, so I want to give some love to KOF. Florida has a very small scene, but it's a very dedicated scene.
Extremely.
I actually might pick up KOF the best I can because it reminds me of CVS too. So I just didn't like 13 because the netcode guys, we all know.
But if the netcode is, if it's good here, man,
it's good, I'll play it. Yeah. So, well, let's hope, right?
We're hoping.
But yeah, so that we're gonna do team tournaments. I haven't announced yet. People always beg me to do them, and so I'm like, yeah, just run this to the side, and then if we have time, we'll put the final four. And team tournaments have been super hype at CO in the past years. With Mike Ross breaking the cage in Marvel. What else happened? Yipes getting really salty when Mike Ross broke the cage in Marvel. And then Mike Ross also, he broke the cage in Marvel. That was pretty awesome.
Hey man, I could outdo all three of those right now.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll get to a Hell Pocket story in a minute. But yeah, in terms of exhibition, Smash, honestly, man, is just so huge. I don't know if you guys saw the schedule. Like, I really was about to put both Smash games on Sunday, but 3 out of 5 meant so much to them, and there was no way I was. If they would have let me do top 8s 2 out of 3 until the finals, I would have done both Smashes on Sunday. But because I'm not about to risk 7 hours of Smash, I had that situation with Project M 2 years ago, and even the Smash kids waiting for Melee were just like, oh my God, will this end? It was bad, dude. And my first priority is the people in the crowd, not the ones on the stream. The stream have all day to sit there and watch, right? Obviously, I want to give them a great show, and that's why I hired Chris Seglia to oversee, my stream production. I work with Capcom, Namco streaming this year, so I care about everything, but it's like the live audience, and just to see them suffer through all that Smash, and then I couldn't even do all the top 8 for Melee. I had to run some losers matches on the side. So this year, I gave Melee a respectable time, Saturday night at 8 p.m. to end it in the ring, and then Smash 4 will be 4 o'clock Sunday. The main reason, what nobody's arguing is like, Smash 4 has won Street Fighter 5. Why isn't it last? Street Fighter 5 is on the Capcom channel. I'm not going to go CEO channel, switch to Capcom channel, then back to CEO channel for Smash. That just doesn't make sense. So, but they have a 4 o'clock slot. I think that's more than fair. Evo, announced Melee way early on Sunday because, Melee made their big comeback at Evo. If it wasn't for Evo, I probably wouldn't have the Melee numbers I do, as an FGC event. But it's like, it's time to be progressive a little bit and give another game a shot. And I go, if Smash 4 gets more entrants, I'm putting Smash 4 Sunday. And they did, fair and square. So, and people are like, well, Melee always gets more viewership. That's because Melee always goes later than Smash 4.
Everybody's awake by then.
But I mean, I think Smash 4 might, or I don't know. I like watching Melee because it has the storylines, but man, I used to play Melee and I used to be decent in the early days before Fox was a thing, but you always see the same top 8 guys, which is great, but it's just like, come on, let's see something else. And now Zero's losing. Everybody loves to watch Zero play. He's one of my favorite players, and so yeah, I'm excited for Smash, man. If Smash takes over CEO, oh well, guys, they're gonna make the event grow and make your games look even better too.
Yep.
So yeah. Hold on, real quick on that. Does that mean that we'll maybe eventually see 3 CEOs, like CCEO?
I thought, I'll be honest. I thought about CEO Dreamland, and I was gonna do like a Dreamland stage with a tree, like a full. Dude, I think about everything you probably want to ask me. But I thought about it, and now there's just so many Smash events, and I think it would take away from the big June event and the way I want to grow it. So not yet, but you never know. But obviously, I work at Avid now, and we want to put out a really great FGC event. We're not sure what games we're going to host final, not a final list yet, but it won't be anything as much as like a CEO or Combo Breaker, but whatever we do, they're going to put an amazing esports production style into it. But with my drive and direction, which, I think the FGC will appreciate in the end. So, I'm excited. But now that, I get to help Avid and, my role there is program director, but it's mostly to oversee all their fighting game stuff, to promote it. Like I've seen their website in action. It's really great. There's a lot of websites that are already out there like it, but their customer service is horrible. Their websites are clunky. Avid is pretty much fixing all those issues. And you saw, like, with Microsoft announcing Arena and more online tournaments, it's just, that's the way things are going. So it's going to come down to local community supporting. I think KI, I kind of picked on KI a little bit, like, where the numbers, and because one player was like, there's no pop bonus, why should I go? Which is totally fine. I respect that. But it's like, my numbers for KI are actually about 30 more than last year, which is great. Everyone's like, I had to be honest here, but like, when Ultra Street Fighter 4 came out on PC, right? Everyone's like, oh, more players. Name one person that won a tournament that was like, oh, is this guy a PC player that I've never heard of before? So it's kind of like that with KI. Same guys, but the game's doing very well. When I left Iron Galaxy, which I loved, they were killing it. Like, everything's doing great. They announced General ROM today, which, I got to see get created in the studio and stuff. So that was exciting, knowing that for like however many months, which is great, So just to see fighting games where they're growing. Tekken 7 has their release coming out next year, and I'm a huge Tekken fan, actually. I don't have time to play it like I used to. With 4 is my best one. But, just fighting games are doing great. Street Fighter 5, Capcom will pull it together. I know they're having a rough start. They want to get it out for the community. Obviously, that hurts the casual crowd, but I think it's going to be fine. They're going to come out with some great stuff.
So you're telling me that the development cycle of DLC characters, they don't slap them out in like a month's time? Like that's not it? All the modeling and texturing and balances, stuff like that?
No. Not a month, a couple months. I mean, you don't get as much time as you would think, like the old days, but they put a lot of effort into it. The bug team at Iron Galaxy was awesome. I was always like 40 bugs I would find, and right away they try to do as fast as they can. But there's a lot of things that go into it. And I always knew how fighting games were made, but I never really knew how they were made until I started working at Iron Galaxy.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And then they're not done yet. Wait, have they announced the other character? Yeah, no. Anyways,
no.
Wow.
Wow. Well, no. You already know there's another character. They said 8, so there's 7 now. That's all you get out of me. But yeah, so I'm excited the way things are going for the fighting game community. We'll see, but right now my focus obviously on CEO next week, and I usually get stressed out, and I was stressed out last week when Rick's like, "Don't worry, I got this, man. We got the T-shirt designs." Like, dude, we got to order, and we're gonna pay rush fees. But last week alone, I ordered. God, I'm very transparent. I don't, because people see where the money goes into. I think I ordered about $25,000 worth of like CO materials between lanyards and badges and staffing stuff and the T-shirts. We had about 450 T-shirt pre-orders, which was awesome. God knows last year we went overboard. I'm like, yeah, what are 1,000 of these CO Taku shirts with my face on a pillow? Oh, those will sell great. I still have a box of. I have 4 boxes in my garage of like just a collection of shirts. And every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, never making that mistake again. Dude, that shirt, like when people wore it, even I'm like, God, did I really approve this thing?
You gotta give them out the.
You know, sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you make mistakes. You know.
I learn from them, man. You know, I make a mistake, I learn from it. Rick learns from it, and you know, this year's like, let's put Jebailey on a shirt. I'm like, stop putting my face on stuff. Even I'm like, all right, we got to move on. We got to make CEO about the community and not Jebailey anymore. As hard as that sounds, right?
That's pretty good though. I like Rick's style where he's like, let's test this at CEO so that when Combo Breaker rolls around,
dude, I don't gotta worry. With Rick, I'm like, are you sabotaging CEO, man? You're gonna get your stuff to look good, and then mine is just gonna look bad. It's just gonna downward spiral. But no, it's not like that. It'll be fine.
He's like, all right. So let's make some like Oscar-esque statues, but they're like you as the Oscar. We'll give them out.
Just be like this, you know, the whole time. Yeah, no. But you know, a lot of ideas, me and Rick, and then every year, like, all right, we're gonna order everything 2 months earlier than we normally do. We can't go crunch time, and then every year, hey, it's crunch time. What happened to going earlier than normal? He's like, yeah, I know. We'll fix it next year, and then rinse, repeat. Life comes up, right? Rick's, you know, he's had a rough year in his personal life. I've been just with the life, the career change and all that, and getting started. But so far, so good. I just want to get this event over with, and then I get to go to Evo and enjoy Evo every year because I just get to go as a player. So, and Combo Breaker was like I loved it because I got to play. I got to top 8 a game because I wasn't stressed out because Rick's staff had everything under control. So, you know, it's always fun to go there, even since I remember, you know, UFGT 8, I think 2012 when Dive Kick was unveiled was probably one of my favorite events ever as a player. I had the time of my life, and you know, stuff like that. So, yeah,
really.
Next question.
Do we ask a question? I don't know.
I did, but I mean, we got it. So
I got all the answers, actually. Shit. You're good at it. Well, sorry, it's my birthday, so I've been enjoying myself.
It's not my first rodeo, guys.
No.
I believe it.
You may not have known before you got on, but it's actually my birthday, so I'm not actually here right now. I'm just an apparition.
No, I did, actually. I saw. Oh, yeah, so Hell Pocket story.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Hell Pocket story. Hold on, I need a water for this. Water. I'll be right back.
All right.
So, as many of you know, it's tradition that all of our guests come on, just give a Hell Pocket story, because everyone in the FGC has a Hell Pocket story.
I'll tell a Hell Pocket story in the meantime. All right. So, I forget what day it was. I think it was June 10th. I was hanging out at work, and I got off work, and I'm like, you know what? I'll go to Hell Pocket's little birthday bash shindig that he's having over here. I've been to this bar before. I kind of know where it's at. It's not too far. I go over there. I see Hell Pockets. He's super excited to see me. It's really happy. You know, he gives me a hug. I realize I need more hugs in my life. You know, that's really cool. But I'm starving, man. I've been, like, working, like, all day. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go get some pizza. So I walk up the street. There's, like, a pizza place right there. I get one that's, like, pesto and chicken or whatever. It's really good. So I go back after getting it, and he's like, oh, there you are. I don't know what happened. You know, he gives me another hug. He essentially gives me the same reaction as if he hadn't seen me all the day. So I'm like, all right, cool. And, you know, he's having a good time. He's singing along with the songs. You know, he's just sipping a beer. And then he goes outside. He's like, oh, I need some air. And he's just sitting there, hands on the fire hydrant, just leaning forward, just standing there for 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, he's gone. Like, this isn't good. Everybody's standing around him. And then, boom, Yak City. And, like, all over. So before this, he had a piece of my pizza. But earlier in the day, he had ramen from the joint next door. And when he threw up, even though he had just eaten the pizza, only the ramen came out. I was honestly surprised. I don't know where he put the pizza away. Essentially, I saw him for like 30 minutes, and then he got taken home because he was just way too blasted.
Body.
Still love you, Coach.
All right, so now we go from one Hell Pocket story to another Hell Pocket story.
This one's not too crazy, but it was it Capcom Cup last year? Chris?
Yeah,
I think it was
CPT.
Yeah, it was CPT last year. So we went to the Foundry. I forget if I had a venue like that in Orlando. My God, the things I would do there.
Thank you.
But I know, no, it's a great venue, and I went there. And man, I don't know what I ate the day before, but I had to go, right? And so I'm going to the bathroom, and obviously this is an FGC used bathroom, and I'm not happy one bit. So I'm in there, and I'm doing my thing, and all of a sudden I just hear Hell Pocket's voice, and for like 5 minutes straight, all he was talking about was KOF. And I don't forget like his exact words because I was buzzed, but he was just like KOF this, KOF that. And I'm using the bathroom. I'm trying to concentrate. And I hear his voice going through my head the whole time, and it's like the worst poop of my life. And I'm like, why is he still talking about KOF? Like worse than I talk about CEOs. That bad. And he kept going. I walked out of there, and I'm like, just however you walk out of a public bathroom when you know you did something wrong. And I'm just walking out. I'm like, Jesus Christ, or Hell Pockets, do you ever stop talking about KOF, man? I just walked away, and that was it. That's my Hell Pocket story. So.
Don't worry, Chris was probably blasted, and he just felt like talking about KOF.
I might have been talking to Z. I mean,
yeah. Z's always fun. I actually rented a car combo breaker, drove with Z, and his freaking decorated. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a suitcase, but it's decorated with like 1,000 stickers and stuff. And the biggest one on there's just a big Capcom sticker. But yeah, so that's my story. Hold on, I'm adding someone to registration because it's top player privilege.
Whoa! This is it. We got the inside scoop.
No, there were some people that couldn't get. Yeah, no, I added an extra day. Sort of. Anybody who hits me up, I'll get them in. It's just Smash GG had some problems on certain browsers, so people are like, I couldn't get in. Can you help me? So I'm like, PayPal me the money directly by this time and do it. So I've been adding a few people. I will not add people on site as much as I would love to be like $200. They'll get you in. I heard some events do that, which I have nothing against. I want to just be stress free with brackets because before I hired Max that does combo breaker, he helped with a couple Smash events this year. I was the one doing all the seating and bracket making and all, and it was just hell, man. And now that I can relax and let other people do it, and I told them, like, put me down for a bracket if you need help. I ran like a Tekken bracket last year because no one showed up to do it. And this year, like, you don't touch a single bracket, Jebailey. Andreas Cole, Nothing Excess is helping. So it's a great feeling that it's come to the time where I can trust people now. It's going to cost me a hell of a lot of money, but I can trust people.
Hey, man,
well, sometimes that's better than your event falling apart, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's better than having no one to commentate these KOF 14 exhibitions, right?
Yeah. So we got some people. We got Andreas who's going to do Spanish. I'm just kidding. Did you ever see when we did CO 2013? I think it was, and we did what happened to him, man? Mr. KOF, not Mr. KOF. Oscar.
Wow, I can tell you a story about Mr. KOF, but what happened to Oscar?
Talking about
stories about Mr. KOF. Yeah, his name is John Tran.
You're talking about
Oscar is still around, isn't he?
Is he? Yeah, I haven't seen him in years, man. Was he another Bala story? He can't come back in the country, or he's okay?
No, he's
no. He's living life right now.
No, so him and Andreas did it in Spanish. It was freaking hilarious, man. There's like a Spanish soccer match, and every year people are like, bring a Spanish table back, and stuff like that. But
see, I'm not letting him do that shit. If I ever get on the mic, he's gonna have to not that he can't speak in Spanish, but we're not doing that like English Spanish thing. I'm just not doing it, man. Because I'm gonna start speaking Japanese, and he's gonna call me a fucking weeb, and then he's going through a table.
Well, see, okay, here I was gonna get through all this. You had a Spanish announce table technically, and no one went through it.
Correct. Because nobody can take a bump like I can.
Well, okay, look, see, here's the problem. I'm not going. Hell Pockets and I generally slam people through tables at every event we go to. I can't do that. But I'm sending a friend of mine out with Hell Pockets. So if you are willing to go through a table live on stream, Hell Pockets and a good friend of mine will be able to.
Are they going to do a shield power bomb? I'll take it. No.
Better than the shield power bomb. This guy's not a jobber like the shield.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you guys to refrain. Let the professionals, Jebailey and Kenny Omega, handle the stunts.
Oh, that's good.
That's my buddy. That's my buddy right there.
That's actually our friend there.
He's awesome, man. I actually hit him up because we're going to do an... Oh, so my arcade is really awesome this year. I wrote out the list, but I want to pretty up the article. I'll actually read it out to you guys. Let me pull it up. It's on the CO website, Rate of Go. I've been so behind, man. Like, I usually do something most events don't do. I promote the artist alley, like every artist, before the event even starts, to do pre-commissions, which I will actually finish by the morning. Let's see. Skype doesn't show my browser history, right? I'm good?
You're fine.
I'm hacking you right now. Don't worry.
Oh damn!
Oh my god, please.
Checking. Screen share now. No.
Remember, this
Hey
is
man, if you
Spooky's
can't
channel,
make fun of yourself, yeah. Okay.
Can't make fun of yourself. Make fun of Hell Pockets. Got it.
There you go.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
You know what's funny, man? I don't make fun of anybody anymore, but everyone literally, like, if I didn't have the thick skin I had, dude, I would probably really have some mental issues because people just pick on me like you wouldn't believe
Oh
now.
man, I know. Trust me,
like,
I know where you're coming from, man. Like, I just now got over the fact that I'm actually the best fighting game player in NorCal. So.
Right. Anyways,
This is a few
no.
deep,
All
boys.
right. So I have Arcade Impact. I usually use Tony Majors. He helps out. He brings his caps like final round and Big E events, but he's actually busy with another event happening the same weekend in Philadelphia called like Too Many Games. So I hired the next best thing, Justin Denning, a Soul Calibur guy from I think South Carolina. They're bringing a DDR machine, a Pump It Up machine, an initial D7 machine, the full-on racing machine, a D7. Maybe I actually added the 7 when I was separating the games. Anyways, Juby, another music game, which looks like Rubik's Cube.
That game.
Super Turbo, CVS2, Third Strike machine, MVC2 machine, Soul Calibur 2 and 3, Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, King of Fighters 11, which I'm going to tell them to leave at home.
What? Really?
I don't want to waste space, man.
No,
Space
it's
is
not.
limited. Anyways,
Come on.
Wow,
Oh my
got him.
God.
it's 11. Everyone's going to be playing 14. Let's be real.
Oh my god. I will play 11 by myself. I don't give a shit.
That will be the saddest thing all weekend.
A KI2 machine, a Street Fighter Alpha 2 and 3 machine. I guess it's
Okay,
swappable.
good with that.
A JoJo's Bizarre machine. JoJo's is really popular in my area with some close friends. Rival Schools Project Justice, Vampire Savior, and Garu Mark of the Wolves. And then we have a guy.
Of course, I'm
local
not
bar,
going, so
he's
they have to
bringing
have
over
Mark of the Wolves, right?
Yeah, seriously, right?
Yeah. Local guy called Lowry Parkade in Tampa who just opened up. A friend of mine that comes to all my events. He's bringing an NBA Jam Tournament Edition machine, Ultimate Mortal Kombat machine, a Neo Geo 150 in one cart with Breaker's Revenge will pretty much stay on there, or Windjammers, and then MVC2, another MVC2. I guess we'll have 2 of those because it's popular. And then I have a guy who brings casual games because I have a lot of people that love to just, do stuff. He has a full-on Halo 2 setup with 4 consoles.
Damn.
He'll bring puzzle games like Tetris Attack, Pokemon, Mario Kart. We're trying to do amiibo cockfights. It's an idea I had last year. It's just really tough to get across. But
dude,
I want to go get like a
commentate
WWE. Dude, I want to get like a WWE toy ring, like the steel cage, and just put amiibos in it, and then just take a picture of all the players around it, like screaming at the amiibos as they're fighting. Like one of these years I'm going to get that done. And then we'll have Towerfall Ascension, a couple other games. He likes to do a Marvel side tourney with character ban, assist ban, and then Smash Wii U O2 run back. Not going to do because that game's going to take forever. So that's the Jebailey arcade area, which I'm pretty happy with.
That's pretty cool, man. I can't wait.
That's really good.
That's really cool that
and
you
then
guys
we'll
have
have
Third Strike. You guys have Third Strike there now. The real question is, how are you going to get SoCal Third Strike players out there?
Why should I pay for anyone to come to my?
I mean, you don't have to pay for them, but this is they're like I don't want to say it because it sounds really offensive, but they're kind of like Neanderthals. They don't leave their cave.
Did somebody call me? So look, let me sell myself real quick. I know my mic's ass. I've been trying to fix it all day, but here, think about this. You're going to have an arcade, you're going to have the best of the best playing all these other games, but what about the forgotten ancient legends that played Third Strike? Wouldn't you want Mr. Kenny Omega to fight America's finest Alex in Third Strike?
Oh, man.
They're talking about Baye or you?
Wow.
Who's this guy again?
Oh, my God.
Look, sir, as one Alex to another Alex. We need to recognize each other
Alex?
here. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. This is the other Walkman.
Alex
Dirty
Sanchez.
I know that guy.
Yeah, don't use that name, Jesus.
Oh shit! Hold on. No. Honestly, I didn't put 2 and 2 together until you just replied like that. Okay, now I remember you clearly.
Yeah.
It's been a while, man. How are you?
I'm also gone now. You use that name. Hashtag
Dude,
thuggery.
I haven't seen you in what, like 3 years?
Holy shit.
Yeah, probably.
Let's go for 5. Anyways, next conversation.
Wow.
Aren't I an awesome guest?
No, you're the best guest. You should be on more often. Jesus.
I wish. You remember?
I think that every guest we have on should just every guest we have on should just always stay on.
I'm thinking by New Year's Eve, the New Year's Eve special should be like all our best guests coming together, and they can host the show, and we can be the guests.
We should just hold Congress.
That sounds like a really bad idea. Let's not.
I like to party with cool people and go out in public, so I won't be here on New Year's Eve. Thanks for the invite, though.
Yeah, well, neither will we.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to host the show, so I can go get hammered.
You guys are all done. So we got any more questions for Jebailey? I mean, yeah, you bet.
More questions for Jebailey.
So you said Chris Seglia is going to be doing all the stream stuff. Have you guys worked out the streaming situation? Which channels it's going to be streamed on? How many streams, etc.?
Yeah, so I can tell you guys that now because nobody watches the show, so nobody will know. Let's see.
Yeah.
So Capcom Fighters will do Street Fighter V because I'm a premier event, and that's a part of the agreement, which is great. They pay for the commentators to come out. They take care of all them. Pokken Tournament is being run by the Pokemon Company, which hired Chris to bring people in. So I think Armando from Battlegrounds is going to do that.
Oh, nice.
Be on a Pokemon. Yeah, it'll be on.
Shit.
He's always wanted to come to CEO, so I'm excited for him.
Armando
that'll be on the
CEO.
Pokemon channel. Smash will be by VG Bootcamp, who's the best in the Smash community. And then I'm going back to my community roots a bit, and I am bringing in the best Florida streamers now because I want to help them grow and do their own events and, get the experience through CEO to do their own stuff. So I have Polarity GG. They do a lot of Melee locals. Great kids. They actually run most of my Smash tournaments now. And then MVG League, great guys. They have like 70,000 followers right now. They're doing a side Smash stream just because Smash is so big. I want to show love. But the guys in charge of that, they're called Diamond and Dominic Overstreet. They are running the CEO gaming stream, which is the main channel until Street Fighter V finals on Sunday in the ring. So Spooky, obviously, I love working with him. He did last year, but he's in Philippines doing what he deserves to do. And so he'll be out there. So I'm hiring these kids to give it a shot. And, hopefully they don't mess up, but they're really excited when I gave them the call. I'm like, hey, do you think you can handle this? That's my first thing. I'm like, don't screw this up, man. I'm betting my money on you guys, to kill it. Because they've done my, prologue and local events. And they just do little things I love in the stream overlays. They, like when Evo does the characters on the side banners, they do, the little faces of the characters next to the player's name. So you know who they're using, just
cool.
Little things like that I like. And then we're going to have Funky P. He usually does my pools and, semis. He'll be doing, I'm looking at the schedule now, Marvel, MKX pools, mostly that. I work with, Paul Funky P for C Otaku now every year. So he'll be doing that, a side stream just to get all the extra stuff. I have a Guilty Gear dedicated stream by Villain904, a Florida streamer I want to give a shot to. Tekken has its own stream now. I believe last I heard, Bifu Teki was in charge of that. So he's working with Mark Mann and them to do Tekken. But the finals will be in the ring on CEO. And then what else? Yeah, that's it. So I think I'm looking at 10 streams throughout the course of the weekend. KI will have pools on my channel, and then KI finals, because I had the lowest turnout, will be Saturday at 4 p.m., which I still think is a respectable hour to start finals. So,
how many do you think you'll have going concurrently at any given time? Do you know?
Well, last year I still hold the record behind Eva. I had 87,000 for Ultra last year. I think it was final round or NCR got up to 81 or 80, maybe final round got 85, I think, this year. But I don't know, man. There's so many events, and none of them are getting promotion because once an event's over, you don't talk about it. The next event's the next week, or players register events at a time. So I don't have any numbers to guess. I just want a good live event. Overall, that's my main concern is just in-person attendance and growing the event, because that's where the money comes in for me personally to make the event bigger. The stream, I give all the streamers, they keep their revenue. I don't care about that. I'm not protective over that because there's just so much content out there. People are going to steal it. They're going to do whatever they want. You can do your best to protect it, but for me personally, I just want my content out there promoting the event. So I don't care too much about that. I am working on after 5 years, a $4.99 subscribe button for CO, because we want to make some really cool emotes, like a championship belt or disqualified, stuff like that. So so 10 streams. It's going to be a big. We're trying to schedule to where nothing really interferes on finals day. Like with Rick, it would be so much easier if I could do 3 different stages, instead of just one ring, to stream, every finals on Sunday. But I just can't. Everyone wants the ring, and that's the big appeal of CEO. And if I ever got rid of it, I'm sure that would change the whole aspect of the event. But hopefully the entrances go well. I hired a production team with the entrances to do the music. I'm usually the one having people do it. OC Remix last year was, doing music. But hopefully we can have another K-Brad entrance, or Dominion entrance. Dude, like K-Brad, actually, I had an idea what was going on, but I wasn't really there. I had to run to Smash to give out the awards as it was happening. So literally, I see him come out before he does the stunner. I'm running between ballrooms. But then the Dominion was the best, dude. Having Seglia, doing the lights, having me hide Dominion, having Rick plan it out, having the music hit, it was the best how it turned out. I think it stayed dark a little too long, but I was happy with it. So hopefully we do more like that. Kenny Omega, dude, awesome guy. We chat every day. I actually asked him, like, hey, are you any good at NBA Jam? I know you got destroyed by Xavier Woods. He's like, well, if I can warm up, because I'm saying this right now. You give me even a horrible partner, I'll still beat you in NBA Jam. I'm nearly untouchable in that game.
Wow.
So we're gonna do a tournament where people are trying to take my throne, and I'm like, Kenny, just be my partner. It'll be entertaining. But if you're horrible, I'm getting rid of you. He's like, yeah, no, I don't want you to lose. He's like, I don't want you to lose. I just want to have fun. But he's not coming as a celebrity. He's coming as an FGC guy.
He's coming as a player.
Coming as a player. He wants to do cool stuff with me, though. That only I would allow somebody of that stature to do, right, in the ring and stuff. But like seeing Lupe having a great time shooting the shit with everyone. At the end of Combo Breaker was just amazing, So it's just these guys are just human beings with better jobs. That's how I've always seen it. So it's exciting. I might have a surprise celebrity appearance at CEO. I can't say when. I'm sure you guys can guess who, but it's a scheduling thing. It's not anything out of my control. That's why. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I just want a great event. It's going to be great. The reason I like the growth of my event, a lot of casuals come, and I tell my volunteers, I give them the Braveheart speech. Like, guys, just be positive. There's a lot of people that have never come to this event. Here's actually a crazy stat, right? So CEO this year has 45 states represented. We have 27 countries represented. CEO 6 years ago didn't even have anyone outside of America show up. So for me to be able to pull that off in a short amount of time is just it's redeeming, right? I love doing it. I love people coming from all over the world just to meet people, and play. And all the Japanese people love my event. I've taken good care of them in the past. They tell me, like, they'll never miss one. Daigo comes to my event almost every year now, in a time when I brought him in 2012, people were like, all right, Jebailey, did you pay for his appearance fee? I'm like, no, he came to play, I'm like, no, like, okay, Jebailey, you're lying. I'm like, no. I took care of him. Again, hooked him up with a hotel room because I'm a Daigo fanboy. I don't know how he's going to do in Street Fighter V this year. It's not going so well so far. But that game is still early. What else? Yeah, just a lot of international players, a lot of UK and like Scotland people are coming out this year, which is exciting. What was the other stat? So the other stat was, out of all 2,952 attendees I have looking at Smash GG right now, over 60% of them are coming to CO for their very first time. So to me, that's like, that can mean two things. One, people that have come before don't want to come back, or the growth is so big that just we're getting new eyes and it's exciting. So I have 16 partners, dude. Like, Rick is like, God damn it, Jebailey, stop getting so many partners. It makes making overlays hard. I'm like, I can't help it. So he's the master of that. So that's my CEO rundown, guys. Only Hell Pockets is coming, right?
Only Hell Pockets is coming.
Who else needs to show up other than me, man? Like, you got like the best commentator in the FGC.
It'd be nice if Vin came. Hey, Vin is the one who handles the Twitter account, right?
Unfortunately.
Wow, all right.
That's awesome.
So let me have a crack at that shit.
Yeah, so we'll have an Avid booth there. We'll have Tekken there. We're gonna have Controller Chaos. They made those custom controllers. I showed it, like a black and gold CEO one. They made some Combo Breaker ones, so they're making CEO like black and gold sticks that I'm excited about. Paradise Arcade Shop, they have like a new button printer where they can print like a CEO logo, or they did Combo Breaker right on the button, and it's really smooth. And they can do that not on the fly at a show, but they can do it really quick. So they're bringing some cool stuff out. They haven't announced they're bringing out a really cool thing for everyone's sticks that you can buy. It'll be unveiled. It's not unveiled. It's not a huge deal, but it's going to be really cool. I just want people to have a good time, man.
That's all you can really ask for.
All right.
Yeah, and then we didn't touch on I'll touch on one subject. I don't know if it matters, much right here, but the recent tragedy in Orlando, right, which happened, 20 minutes from my house at the nightclub, and it's insane how stuff like that can go down. But immediately, like, people like, are they still out there? Is CEO going to be safe? And like, it's like with any major public event, anything can go wrong, guys. So it's like I'm doing what I can. I emailed the hotel. I'm having a meeting with their director. Most likely just going to hire some cops to be on property throughout the weekend. Right. Even if it's expensive, it's for everyone's safety. I don't think anything will go wrong. I'm not going to say never in this situation. I know nothing's going to go wrong because, it's a public event. And it's in the middle of daytime. That was an isolated attack. That sucks that it happened. I know some people that, all over my Facebook, conspiracy theories this, conspiracy theories that. I'm like, no, dude, I actually knew the guys that were there, people like that. So it's just crazy, this world, man. And in my personal belief, I've actually been held up at gunpoint before where I was afraid the guy was going to shoot me because he was more scared than I was. I'm just like, what? Here, man, just take $40, see what I care, for over my life. Stuff like that doesn't hit me. But I mean, anything can happen. But if it's your time to go, it's sadly your time to go. And I would hate for CO to be a target of anything. I feel confident nothing will happen. Because it's a huge hotel resort, man. There's people there all the time. So but I'm doing what I can within my budget, what's feasible to make people feel safer. People did ask for refunds, not many. It was a handful. But I'm like, no, I understand. You don't want to come down, so here's a refund on me. I don't care. I'd rather you feel safe and stuff. But hopefully, you don't miss out, and I would love to see you next year. So hopefully everything's okay, and I'm sure, everything's going to be okay now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Except for Hell Pocket's coming.
I mean, that just ruins everything, so.
It does, man. God damn. This guy's like, hey, I want to commentate KOF, man. I'll do anything, man. Go ahead. Give me KOF. No.
Just give me that pump it right into my veins, man. Come on.
Oh, my God, yeah. So, all right. I think Rick's texting me now. We're actually going to get to work and do the layouts for all the ball. I got 4 ballrooms to freaking lay out. So,
all right.
That's going to be exciting.
Thanks a lot for your time tonight, Jebailey.
No problem.
Talking about the event.
I appreciate it. So you guys are going to PayPal me for my appearance, right?
Hell no.
Yeah, no. I got him. Don't worry.
We'll call it even.
Okay, cool.
I'll PayPal him.
We'll play in Breakers.
Ooh, I just got...
play in Breakers again?
Yo, what? Breakers?
I'll play... No, not Breakers. no, not Breakers. Windjammers. Windjammers can be in opposition.
You sure you want to play the Windjammers?
You gotta play this.
Play me in like a real game, like a new Street Fighter or like or DDR even.
DDR is not a real game.
I couldn't afford those cartridges.
How could you not? I could afford those cartridges back in the day.
Yeah, sure.
What's wrong with you?
Score Attack and Cyberlit.
All right.
See me in KO.
So remember my PayPal, cogaming@gmail.com. Thank you.
Nope. Take it easy. Chris, kick him out.
All right. See you.
All right. And be sure to follow Jebailey at CEO Jebailey. And follow
and Avid.
CEO.
Stay tuned to Avid.
Yeah,
we'll do.
All right.
And follow CEO at CEO Gaming.
I believe that's correct.
They've been there for all the updates and all the good stuff coming from CEO. And it'll be good. Great.
So, yeah, I mean, we pretty much, we touched all the E3 stuff. I guess the Resident Evil 7 demo is now going live. So if you have PS Plus, you can just download it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to probably go scare the bejesus out of myself in a few minutes.
Also, be sure to support the newest God of War game. They use my likeness in it.
Give you a war?
Yeah, that's actually the name of the game. It's just they just go with GOW, so it's definitely Give Me a War. Check it out. It's all about Norse mythology this time. It's gonna be sick.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
I mean, it was good enough, I think.
Yeah, check that out. It's gonna be sick. What else? Also, the subject is Sonic Fox. We were talking about earlier. I'm looking at esports earnings. Apparently, the young man has made over a quarter of $1,000,000 the past 2 years.
Sheesh.
So he is definitely earning his money playing this game.
I believe it.
And I'm very happy. I don't know him very well. The few interactions I've had with him have been good. I'm happy for the kid. And he is very young. Apparently, he's much younger than I thought he was. He was born in 98. Makes him 18 now.
Well, that's if he's even had his birthday this year.
That's true. Yeah, he had his birthday.
He was born in the year of your Lord, 98, huh?
Wait. Yeah. Nothing's going to stop. It's 1998. You can't stop it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. So, yeah, good for him. Hopefully other players can do the same in other games. It'll be nice. Sure, we were talking about sponsors actually paying salaries. We need that, but at the same time, like, this kid is making a living just on this. I don't know what a sponsor's doing for him, but goddamn.
I know, and here I am squandering my lack of talent at a real job.
Yeah.
Yep. You messed up.
No, I was never going to be good.
Should have played more video games.
I was never going to be. All right.
I could have.
We got anything else?
Arizona sponsor me.
What'd you say, Chris?
I said go Niners.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up. We'd like to once again thank our special guest this week, Alex Jebailey, talking about CEO and CEO gaming. And from everybody here at Super Desperation Radio, good night and good luck.